Hello owners and welcome to the September edition of the Industry Update for the Queensland Thoroughbred Owners Association. CEO Ben Mannion joins us, and Ben, great to have a new member of the team on board today.
Yes, I'd like to introduce Jane to our team, Jane Kiernan, who typically hangs out at the Gold Coast Turf Club in a membership role, but is doing some work with us in the coming months and hopefully ongoing. And Jane, welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your background and what you do at the Gold Coast and what you'll be doing for us as well.
Well, my new nickname around here is Jane of all trades. I have been with the Gold Coast Turf Club for about 5 years now, but have come along to help out with the Owners Association and working with you members, and hopefully being a new voice for you.
Yeah, great. Yeah. That's excellent.
Yeah, well, welcome, Jane. Great to have you on board, and we'll find out about more about yourself and your role in the show ahead. But let's talk about new members, Ben. Some great news on the membership front.
Yeah, still going great with the members. Another 54 joined over the last month, which is great, in different categories. So welcome aboard to our new members and obviously our partners as well. So make sure you have a look through the newsletter and support our partners where we possibly can, particularly our new partner CrossBet. So there's links to their account. Open a new account, and they've got some great offers going into spring as well. So check out those offers online.
Yeah, and obviously that great news about CrossBet coming on board last month, and the feedback's been good from members.
Yeah, fantastic. We've got about 50 accounts already open with CrossBet for our members, and there's some great deals that they're sort of seeing and realising at the moment, particularly around Group 1 racing. I know that they're giving a free $50 hit on the Group 1 races going all the way through spring. So some of our members have already commented on that and have had some success or have got their money back through bonus bets. So it's a great way to get involved, and hopefully we'll get some new offers out to owners over the next couple of months.
Great stuff. Well, great to have that support from CrossBet. And let's get back to membership and Jane's role. Mm-hmm. Ben, talk us through, I guess, the key points to getting Jane involved and more hands-on with members.
Yeah, I think we've spoken before about the first 12 months was all about sustainability and signing up members and member benefits. And I think the next phase for us will be around offering or making sure our members do get benefits out of their membership. And Jane will be responsible for managing, the membership packs that go out, as well as the membership email address. So if you've got questions, ask Jane at membership@qtoa.com and .au, and we'll answer your questions where possible. But Jane, we've got a couple of things in the member packs due to go out in October. You want to talk around some of those things going out?
Yeah, so this will be our first ever membership pack for Qtoa owners, and in that pack you will have your first ever maroon card, which is really exciting. You'll probably seen from other states they provide their owners with their own special card like the gold card, but we have our very own maroon card, which I think is very special for us and our state.
They look great too.
Yeah. And then also in your pack you will receive a little leaflet book. It will sort of be like an entertainment book, which will include lots of benefits and promotions from our partners and sponsors. So little vouchers in there for you to use in industry throughout racing, but also some other really great businesses as well that have helped support us too. So yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, and we've also been Jane's been talking to a lot of the race clubs as well about getting access for our members through that maroon card. So there's some information on our website that'll talk about what access you can get into those race clubs, whether your horse is racing or not. And over time, we also we'll be talking to our race clubs, particularly around Metro Queensland, Metro Southeast Queensland, around race day experiences and what we expect for our owners as well and members. So some really good dialogue happening with race clubs, and Jane's taken up the conversation as well with them and started to get out and talk to them, which has been great.
Very good. Well, Ben, you've already touched on Jane's background here at the Gold Coast Turf Club and working with the membership department here. But Jane, tell us about how you got involved in racing and the other area in horse dentistry.
Oh, yes. So prior to me coming to Australia, I did study as an equine dentist. I have a degree in equine dental science. So in my spare time, I do still practice and to keep my foot in the ground as such and have that close relationship with the horses that I miss out on when I'm in the office. So yeah, still get to practice doing that, which is great.
Very good. Yeah, well, obviously you know all about the horses, and you're still working on the ground, and then you're working in the admin side of things as well.
Yeah, so I started off down in Melbourne in Victoria about 8 years ago in the racing industry in Australia, around Caulfield. So loved getting more working on the ground side of things, so have a really good understanding of sort of how the horse is prepared for racing from that perspective, and the pain points that owners really have from that side of things. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Very good. All right, Ben. Well, let's talk about the member survey, which Jane has been thrown at the deep end to collate some of the information, some of the key findings from the member survey. We touched on this in the last industry update, but I guess got a bit more depth to that now. So let's touch on some of the key points that you found through that.
Yeah. So as we talked about in our last get together, the point of consumption tax, and particularly where that money is spent from an advocacy perspective. Our members are telling us that they want us more involved, so we've had a number of meetings with Racing Queensland and QRIC, so the QRIC stakeholder group as well, and a lot of the information that comes out of the survey we can actually take back to Racing Queensland and QRIC over the next month in the lead up to where they plan on distributing the money. I know there's a lot of dialogue about that at the moment going around. There's some really key groups that are getting together to talk about where Racing Queensland invests that income, and this survey will help with that. So, some great data in here. Jane's done a fantastic job in pulling it all together, and we'll share it both on our website and through our newsletter over the next month or so. So, should be good.
And just on the point of consumption tax, it seems like there's a bit of a key thing there, that there's more education needed from an industry point of view around what it actually is, for starters, whether people like it or don't like it. Some people just don't know enough about it.
Correct. And, one of the questions in our survey was exactly that, do you like it? And, I think there was only 30-odd% that said that they like it. So they either didn't understand it or they don't like it, or they're punters as well. So they probably, from that perspective, don't like the price taken out of it. But I think there's a lot more education about what it can do for the industry coming back, and I think there's some great opportunities for Racing Queensland to continue to educate people through ourselves to tell people what it all means.
And also related to the point of consumption tax question was obviously where did the proceeds go from the point of consumption tax, and a key theme there was obviously prize money, but a strong push for regional prize money.
Yeah, so I think within the regional prize money areas, probably provincial and some country race prize money. So, but particularly based on the numbers on where they were located, the people that filled out the survey. A significant amount of people said regional prize money. So it goes back to that point before, which was, prize money is the number one thing that people are looking at, and that and racecourse infrastructure, which I probably would like to think it's around the race day experience, which is really important. So, and then metro prize money. I think everyone would agree that we need to compete as much as we can from a metro perspective with the likes of New South Wales and Victoria. But in saying that, there was a lot of data of people saying, let New South Wales and Victoria do their own thing, and let's concentrate on ourselves and make sure we get our model right. So some really good information there.
Okay, let's go through some of the other areas. Biggest challenges or key topics in racing prize money and race schedules seem to be the common theme there.
Yeah, and that's nothing new, I don't think. I think we have spoken to a lot of our members about prize money, and you've seen prize money in other states go up, and we're continually talking to Racing Queensland about the overall cost to owners. So return on investment to those owners is really critical through this point of consumption tax, and that's spread across a range of areas which we'll talk about, but the overall return back to owners is really critical.
Okay, Jane, advocacy, that seems to be the biggest key point that members want out of the QTOA.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we are all about is what we can do for you. So we are here to represent you, no matter how big or small your query is. Send it through to us, memberships@qtoa.com.au. Even if it's really negative, I want to hear about it, because that's what we're here for. That's what our job is to advocate for you, and we will make that happen. It won't fall on deaf ears.
Yep.
And Ben, some of the other key takeaways, QTES, the QTES scheme expansion there seems to be a positive message.
Yeah, a significant amount of people said that they wanted to see an increase in QTES, which is great. It goes back to that return on investment. So, Queensland bred horses. So, we will be advocating for sure, along with the Breeders' Association, making sure they They continually upgrade the QTES prize money scheme. So we're looking forward to talking with Racing Queensland on that as well.
Okay, and the Off the Track program, same deal there, seems to be supportive of an increase around that program.
Again, there was 27% of people didn't know the process of when horses retire and what to do. So I think there's some education in that space that Racing Queensland and ourselves can do with particularly the newsletter. But another big piece is where do we get more funding from? And I think Racing Queensland's working on that, and there's a number of people or a number of areas within the industry that I think can support an overall increase to the Off the Track program prize money, or Off the Track program funding, sorry, and that's all in the information as well. So.
Very good. So I guess overall a lot of work's gone into it. Grateful for the feedback from all members so far. And now talk us through the process with what happens now with the data and then taking that to the industry.
Yeah. So right now we'll collect that data and send it off to Racing Queensland. We've asked for some meetings with them over the next couple of months in the lead up to December 1. I know there's a couple of other little groups getting together as well, and we want to use the data that's in this to be able to get them to, or get the information to influence change, if we like. So that'll be first and foremost, but we'll also get it out to our owners and members across the different means that we can. So there's some useful data in there, and it won't just sit there. We plan on using it to make sure we do the best for our members.
Very good. All right, well, that's the members' survey wrapped up. Let's talk about what's been happening on the ground in the racing industry and what's coming up. Jane, Gold Coast Pink Ribbon Cup, you're obviously involved from the Gold Coast Surf Club point of view, but a great success once again.
We believe so. We have yet to do the final count of the funds raised. So far, we've the last 15 years raised over 900,000 for National Breast Cancer Foundation. So we are pretty confident we've gone over that 1 million mark for this year. On the day, we had 50-50 charity on track, and somebody went home with $15,000 check just for buying a raffle ticket for the charity. So and then another 15,000 was raised from that raffle as well for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. So from a foundation and fundraising perspective, it was great. Race day itself and the racing, we had huge numbers. The weather stayed away. It was great big crowds, and some really good winners as well. I didn't back any though. That's the only problem.
Come on, Jane. You need to be Jane of all trades. But anyway, tips will come in the coming editions. But Ben, from your end, Pink Ribbon Cup, obviously it's part of this marketed sort of spring carnival for Queensland.
Yep. So we supported the day, taking a table and taking some of our partners along as well. Great day, obviously, and there's some other events across the state that are happening over the next month. I know Tim Dunn's got one out of Ipswich at the end of October that we'll look like supporting. But over the last month we've got up to Cairns, Townsville, Rockhampton, Sunshine Coast, out to Ipswich, and Toowoomba Cup and Wheatwood, and we just want to talk to as many people as we can, and over the next month or so, obviously leading into the big races down in spring, we're all looking forward to those. A lot of the race clubs do some fantastic days supporting those programs, so make sure that our members and owners get out and support the race clubs where they can.
Very good. And prior to that, also North Queensland, some of the feature meetings up in North Queensland for the Cups.
Yeah, so the Cairns Amateurs was a big one, and there's some photos floating around of our chairman and the winner of the Cairns Amateurs up there, so which is great, and we've been able to get a number of our directors across a lot of those regional race club meetings as well as ourselves. So it's been a great couple of months with the country cups, let's call it, and as we sort of lead into the spring and then into the summer series here in southeast Queensland, there's some great race days and great race meetings coming up.
Very good. And on the racing front also, the Queenslanders are really flying the flag down south, aren't they?
Sure are. Is it the Queensland Spring Carnival? Or?
Yeah, something a bit like that. I know Adair and Hoisted have had some success down there, shooting for gold, and Uncommon James, and then obviously Rough Fire's been on fire down there as well, and I'm sure Tony Gollan would like to get a Group 1 or while we're down there as well. So there's lots of things happening with Queensland horses down in both Sydney and Melbourne, and we wish all the owners and the connections all the best.
Very good. And while we're on that topic, Jane. Social media, we're sort of ramping things up. And we've got some, I guess, a call to action for the owners out there if they're having some celebrations and some good times on the track to tell us about it.
Absolutely. We want to know about it. We want to see all your winning moments and losing if you really want to share them. But pop over to our Instagram page where you can visit Queensland Thoroughbred Owners Association and tag us in any of your photos with hashtag #OwnersMakeRacing, and we will reshare some of your winning moments as well. Yeah.
Very good. All right, well, there's lots going on, Mr. Mannion. Anything else to add before we wrap up and head into the next month?
I think we've wrapped it up pretty well, Adam. It's great to have a team now. For so long it was just me, and I've got both of you now to work with. It's great to have you both on board, and we look forward to building out the owner experience and the owner opportunity in the coming months with you guys on board as well, and continually updating our owners and advocating as we talked about. So yeah, looking forward to the next couple of months of spring racing and into the summer and Magic Millions.
Very good. All right, well, exciting times ahead for the association, and well done to yourself. Well done, Jane. Obviously, you'll be dealing directly with the members. So thanks, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next month.